All right, volleyball fans, welcome to A5 Arena here in Roswell, Georgia. This is an A5 hosted tournament. As you can see, they have a pretty good sized facility. It's an interesting one. This also appears to be a movie set outside. Quite interesting. Right now, we're just warming up. The game will be starting here shortly. As soon as we get started, I'll be back. But thank you. Hope you enjoy Prolink versus A5 Kip today. 3-7. Welcome to the game if you're just joining us. Thanks for the heads up on the audio. That should be all fixed now. Yep, it is. Confirmed. All right, Ananya and... There's the serve. Oh, spike. Maddie was there. Right over to the sideline, though. Juliet ends up taking that on the sideline. Now 4-8. That's going to have... See who we got. There's the serve from A5. Kylie to Mallory. Mallory hard hit. Coach in the way. Maddie couldn't get there. 4-9. Hard placement as the coach had nowhere to go. 4-9. There's the serve. Emily to Mallory. Mallory moves it over to Kylie. Kylie rolls it over the net. Messy. That's 3 hits, or 4 hits, but Piper this time handled. Here comes the return. Piper got her hands on it with a good block. Outside hitter. That one back to Kylie. Kylie moves it to Mallory. Mallory to Maddie. Maddie spikes it towards the back. Handled. Here comes the move forward from A5. Hard hit spike right back at Maddie. Maddie to Mallory. Mallory moves it over to Kylie. Kylie spikes. Gets blocked though. 10-4 after a good rally. That's going to give A5 a chance to serve again. 4-10. There it is. Bronwyn. Mallory tried to get there, couldn't, and it's now 4-11. And that forces a Prolink timeout, as they're going to want to discuss what's going on and how this game is starting to get away from them. Let's see how that goes. Again, if you're just now joining us, we are in Roswell, Georgia. This is the A5 Roswell Team Center, meaning this is where they play. So you can see the courts are much tighter. It is a dedicated volleyball court, though, which is strange. They're usually multi-purpose. There's the serve. Mallory to Maddie. Maddie sends it over. Middle versus middle. Piper was ready, but it went over her. Bronwyn to Mallory. Mallory over to Kylie. Kylie with spike. Blocked, but enough force through it. It falls down on the A5 side of the net. All right, Juliet's going to come in. Piper serving from mid-court. There's her serve. It's a good one. Dropped in. Middle versus middle. Right into the net, though. Because how high is that net, folks? Too high. 6-11. Here we go again. There's Piper's serve. Another good one deep in the court. Outside hitter takes that. Tipped. Emily's there for it. Mallory sent over by Maddie. Inside hitter takes that. Where's Mallory? Hard hit. Emily with the save. Mallory ends up sending it over after it bounced off the ceiling. Still in play, but their hit pushes it through a defending Kylie. Piper now swapping out for Anna. 6-12. Piper getting high fives from the sideline. Doing good out there. Now the coach. Really impressive that Emily and Mallory are able to play that off the ceiling. Anna saves that one. Maddie sends it over the net. Here comes the return. Middle hit versus middle. Past the jumping Juliet. Mallory tries to get there. Can't. 6-13. There's the serve. It's a floater. Maddie was there for it. Mallory gets the set, goes back to Maddie. Maddie tips it over the net just barely, but it worked. Juliet at the net. Maddie saves that. Mallory with the pop. Kylie's going to send it over. Juliet was ready, but that ball had not come over yet. That's Anna down to a knee, saves it. Mallory to Juliet. Juliet into the top of the net. 6-14. 6-14 is A5 starting to take a commanding lead. That's Emily. Emily to Kylie, who moves it forward. Kylie to Maddie, who sends it over the net. Here comes the return. Middle hitter. Hard spike. Anna gets an arm on it. Emily tries to dive. Neither able to get there. 6-15. All right, A5 serving. Their libero. Number 7. Ooh, almost a 3-ball hold. Juliet says, can we get it over from Anna? Anna tries and does. Great save by Anna. Here goes the return. Outside hitter spikes it. Anna gets a hand on it. Emily dives, can't quite get there. Now 16-6. As number 7 gets ready to serve again. All right, serve. Kylie's there for that. Emily gets there in time to move it forward, and Mallory's going to send it over. A5 preparing to return, going middle. Middle versus Juliet. Juliet gets a hand on it. Not enough to force it back over the net, though. And a diving Kylie tries to get there. 6-17. Sideline, Piper and Harper calling for a side out. There's the serve. Hits into the net. Just what we need. That could be the break we're looking for. Substitution time. Mallory and Everly. Harper and Maddie. So Harper coming in to serve. Hannah staying in as your libero. Outside hitter, hard hit. Harper's right there for it, though. That's Anna, moves it up nice and high. Emily with the spike towards the back. That was trouble. She gets herself a kill. Coach giving her a high five, letting her know she did good with that one. There's Harper again, down the back line. Inside hitter takes that hard hit, goes flying. 9-17. Another Harper serve, handled this time by A5, setter dump, but Juliet gets up there and gets a hand on it. Blocked by Kylie. A5 saves it, fight at the net. Harper. Anna sends it sky high. Everly's going to send it over with an over-the-back bump. A5's going inside hitter. Harper was there, but that's over and into the court behind. A5 now up by 9. Good effort. 9-18. Number 31 serving for A5. There's the serve. That's Kylie. Kylie to Harper. Harper gives it over to Anna, who sends it over the net. Fight at the middle. Oh, hard spike. Dead center in the court. Well placed. 19-9. All right, we're going to be looking for that side out. Served. Kylie down there when he gets there. Harper sends it sky high, and Emily sends it over the net. A5 preparing the return. Inside hitter takes it, gets tipped. Harper tries to save it, can't. 20-9. And that calls for a Prolink timeout. As Prolink will be looking for how they recover on this and stop the bleeding. They have been playing hard. A5 has just outclassed them just slightly today. It's extremely hot here. You can see it on the girls' faces, but it is, I will tell you, it is probably 85 degrees inside this conference center right now. Coach blowing the whistle, telling Prolink it's time to get back out on that court. 9-20. All right, cleared to serve. There it is, and it rolls into the net. Because how high is that net? Too high. Or as the girls were saying right now, fishy, 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 net, net, net. All right, Kylie serving now. Kylie serve towards the back corner. Hit. They're moving it forward. Inside hitter takes it. Hard spike right back at Kylie. Harper calls for it, sets it. Everly sends it over. It rolls over the net. Did not make it over, unfortunately, though. 10-21. And that'll bring in Ananya as she substitutes out for Kylie. 10-21. There's your serve. Diving attempt by both Anna and Ananya to get there, but it's an ace. 22-10. There's your next serve. All the way back. Oh, and spiked by number 20. Hard hit. Nobody there to defend. 23-10. Piper trying to get the girls energized as she calls for a side out. Diving save. Harper to Juliet. Juliet, hard spike. And it goes wide. That makes it set point. 24-10. There's the serve. And Emily missed it. Anna tried to save it, and it rolls into the court behind. And that ends the set. 25-10. And we're going to be back in just a few moments with set 2. Oh, you're good. That one will, if you yell, this is the one that'll pick you up and you'll end up on huddle. So it's fine. That one gets broadcast, but you'd have to be near me. So it's on YouTube. You can broadcast off huddle, but my family finds it easier on YouTube, so. All right, so Prolink getting a lot of coaching here between sets. They're going to need it. It was not their best showing. Now, I will say, from a ranking perspective, the teams we're playing in this tournament are all very well ranked versus us. There was definitely some concern in hearing from my daughter and some of the other parents about the teams we're playing in this tournament and how there's a little bit of a class mismatch. So that could either be true, could also be in their head. You never know. But what I do know is that Prolink is going to have to come back after that 25-10 loss in set 1. All right, hands are going in, which means we are close to restarting this one. Coach sitting down on the sideline. All right, roster is in. So it looks like we're going to play a different roster this time based on where people are standing. So it looks like we're going to have... Oh, we're waiting for everybody to fill in here. Piper's up front right now. Everly's on the far right side up front, waiting to see who our middle is. Back row looks like it's going to be Maddie, Ananya, and Juliet. I'm guessing that makes our middle Emily. So we'll see how that actually, if that's where they end up lining up, and I'll do a quick readout. It is. So 46 Piper, 12 Emily, 5 Everly. Back row is 27 Maddie, Ananya, 11, and 31 Juliet. Juliet will be substituting out for Bronwyn. Now that roster is signed off on. So they did turn on the one fan in this entire building. It's one of the industrial size, 40-foot fans. But at least we got that going for us. Maybe it'll help with the temperature. Bronwyn gets us underway with a serve. Handled by A5. Inside hitter's going to take that. Left-handed hit. Ananya there. Everly goes over to Emily. Emily spikes it, gets blocked at the net. And first point goes to A5. Not the start we were hoping for as that one began, second set begins. But let's see what happens now. Number 4 serving for A5. Ananya tries, does not get under it enough, and that's an ace for A5. 0-2. Ananya. That's Everly. Everly to Piper. Piper tried to adjust, did not get there. I don't know what happened with that one. 0-3. Was a little misset, but also ended up on Piper's left side. She tried to adjust and could not. Bronwyn takes that. This is going to be hard. Maddie does at the net, and then Emily sends it over. Here's our first rally. A5 now. Whoa! Hard spike. That was a kill. 0-4. All right, here we go again. Rolled over. Emily. Punched over quickly by Everly. They were not expecting that, but it worked out. Emily to Everly. Back to Emily. Ends up sending it over the net. Here comes that same hard spike, but this time it's tipped. Ananya saves it. Everly gets there in time. And Emily sends it over. Almost got herself a kill in the process. Oh, hard hit towards the back left corner. Nobody there. 0-5. Not how we want to see this second set starting. Coach working his way down the line, giving some tips. Ananya to Bronwyn. Bronwyn the Piper, who does a quick bump and sends it over the net. Oh, due to a missed set, Prolink gets its first point. Missed set going our direction. Everly should be serving, but Everly and Harper are going to swap out. Okay, so that'll bring in Harper to serve. 1-5 your score. Harper serving, left-hand side. Nice, easy serve. And ball comes on the court. So we're going to do that again. No divider between the side courts. There's our serve again. Unfortunately, this time into the net. All right, there's our serve. Emily to Harper. Harper to Piper. Piper swing. Piper with a kill! Needed that. May have been a little sloppier than we wanted, but we will take that for sure. 2-6. And another a little bit of confusion on the court right now. And we are going to be, we were definitely going to be called for being out of position on that one, as the wrong players are on the court right now. This is a different roster. One of the challenges with us having substitute coaches is they use different rosters than the girls have been playing. This doesn't match anything we've done, so I'm a little screwed up as well. I will get this figured out in just a minute, though. There's the serve. That's right at Kylie. Kylie to Harper. Harper goes behind her to Sahara. Sahara sends it into the top of the net. So I'm still missing somebody here. All right, I think I got it set. 2-8's the score. Kylie takes that one. Harper's going to set it, goes back to Kylie. Kylie, hard spike, but little too spicy. Sends that long at 2-9. That's going to have 31 serving for A5. There we go. Emily takes that one. That's to Harper. Harper to Piper. Piper has to do an over-the-back bump. Sends it over. Diving save. Nobody able to get there, though. 2-10. As that inside hitter took the ball away from Piper, who was going up for the block, and went the opposite direction. 2-10. There's your serve. Kylie's there for that one. Harper sets behind her to Sahara, who adjusts and gets there in time. Here comes the return. Same move again as they drop set behind the front line. 2-11. Here comes your serve. Diving attempted to save there by Emily. Not quite able to. That's an ace. 2-12. All right, here we go. Serve down the line. That's Kylie. Kylie to Harper. Harper back to Kylie. Kylie spikes it, but is blocked at the net as she sends it into them. 2-13. And that forces a Prolink timeout. All right. Coaches are probably spending a little bit of time here telling the girls to calm down and focus on their position playing. Not quite the show we've been looking for. 2-13. We're going to need them to put their head back in the game and get out there. It'll be interesting to see how they respond. You can see, though, how hot it is. Again, if you're looking at, you can see it. The girls are tired. They're hot. They're sweating a lot. It is still 85. All right. We are back now. 72. That's Harper. Harper to Sahara. Sahara sends it over. Blocked, but saved. Hard spike back at Harper. Harper sends it sky high. Bronwyn's there for that. Sahara flat-footed from the back, but good spike on that ball. Here comes the return. Outside hitter off the net. Rolls it down, though. Gets lucky, and now 2-14. That one rolled down the net and just found open floorboard. Here we go again. Piper this time. Back deep in the court. Handled. Piper got a hand on that. Good. Bronwyn was there. Harper. Harper back to Kylie. Kylie with a hard spike. There, Libero handled it, but almost took her head off. Emily's there for that. Harper this time to Piper. Piper has to adjust left-handed. Free ball kill! Piper gets a kill as they are not, just found the open floor. Worked out well, and now she'll get a chance to serve. There's Piper's serve. Fight at the net, down the line, catches the corner though. 3-15. Somewhere I'm a tad off. Either that or we have players on that shouldn't be on. Different rotation, I can't tell. All right, so this is gonna have A5 serving now. Score 3-15. Your back row is currently Anna, Emily, and Juliet. That was Emily jumping as we get our 4th point of the game. All right, this is going to have Sahara and Everly swapping. Nope. Sahara and Maddie swapping. Harper and Everly. And Maddie will now be serving. There's the serve. Good hard hit serve over the net. Here comes the return. Outside hitter tips it. Hannah dives. Gets there in time. Everly pops it sky high. Hard spike from Kylie, but they recovered. Kylie this time. Everly back to Kylie. Kylie spikes it again. They're able to block and recover. Flat-footed return. Emily's there for that. This time it's going to Everly over to Juliet. Juliet sent it over the net. Return, hard hit, spike. Anna's there for that. Everly missets it, but Kylie adjusts, gets it over the net. The rally continues. Tipped at the net. Diving save by Kylie. Back to Kylie. Uh-oh. Traffic. Nobody gets there. The rally comes to a close, 4-16. Looked like Everly ran into Juliet trying to get there. It was a good effort. Not quite able to, though. There's your serve. Anna dives, gets there. Everly basically hit Juliet. Juliet out of place twice. Don't know if that's on her side or Everly's, but she's been in traffic twice now. 4-17. All right, there's your serve. Emily's there for that. Anna moves it forward. Kylie's going to take it. Kylie spikes it. Saved by 23 with a dig. Sent over early. Maddie and Anna both there. Everly to Kylie. Kylie hard spikes it. Puts it through the block and gets Prolink's 5th point. All right, Kylie now serving. Up front, you have Emily, Everly, Juliet. Mid-court, Anna, Maddie. And serving, number 72, Kylie. There's the serve, rolls it over. Perfectly placed. Here comes the return. Hard hit spike right at Maddie. Maddie bounces it off the pole, though. She's not quite handled that cleanly. And that'll bring in Ananya for Kylie. 5-18. Coach trying to cheer the girls up as we're down by 13. Cleared the serve. That's Anna. Anna to Everly. Everly over to Emily, who sends it over and caught the net. No, the ref overrules it. 5-19. Piper trying to get the girls energized again. Emily's there for that, sent it all the way over, and it gets punched and gets a kill for A5 there, 5-20. Timeout called by Prolink. Down by 15. Definitely not the set we were hoping for as we came out of that first set. Hoping to see an improvement as they locked in a little bit. I think there's a lot of things going into how we're playing A5. Kip, a good team. Additionally, our roster a little bit different than normal. Not sure if that's affecting, some of the traffic decisions we've seen. Trying to find the right roster to go, right lineup to go against A5. The girls again burning up. There's the serve. Anna's there for that one. Everly sends it all the way over to Emily. Emily sends it over, makes a quick decision to not hit it hard, which was a good call, even though it was handled. Emily's there for that. Ananya moves it forward, and Everly calls for it, sends it over the net. Middle hitter, spikes it. Maddie sends it high. Good dig by Ananya. Here comes the fight again. That one's going to go way long. What is the call? Oh, touch at the net is the call. Looks like we did get a finger on that one, and it went flying. 21-5. There's your serve. Ananya, sky high, sends it. Everly moves it all the way over to Emily, who sends it over the net down the line. A5 plays it. Outside hitter, hard spike. Ananya did not. She did get a hand on it. Is the call touch, and then out, 5-22. All right, here we go. Number 11 serving again. Everly tries to get there in time, can't. Anna also tries, ends up stuck in the net, 5-23. All right, there's your serve. Ananya takes that. That's Everly. Everly to Juliet. Juliet pops it, sends it over the net. Middle hitter versus middle hitter. Anna tries to get there as that ball goes wide. 24-5. And this is both set and match point. Harper and Piper both trying to cheer the girls on. All right, here we go. Set and match point. Anna dives, and that's an ace to end set 2 and end the match. We're going to be back in about 15 minutes with our next game. Appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed at least watching the game, and we'll be back in a few. Thank you. Excuse me, sorry.